It's a beautiful Tuesday night. Welcome. I am Amudu Gajaga and this is QTV News. We are broadcasting live from our studios along Caraba Avenue. Thank you for joining us. First, here are the main local news headlines. Q Money and Ria Money Transfer on Tuesday launched a partnership which allows Ria customers abroad to send money directly to Q Money wallet customers in the Gambia. Following research conducted by the MOPSI on alleged examination malpractices during the grades 9 and 12 exams, officials of MOPSI on Monday visited Nusrat Senior Secondary School to meet school authorities. We will hear from stakeholders on the impact of COVID-19 on persons with mental disability in the Gambia. Those were the main news headlines, and now the news in detail. Welcome to our viewers around the world and those listening to us on Q Radio. Q Money, the leading mobile money service provider in the Gambia, and Ria Money Transfer, one of the leading global digital money transfer agencies, on Tuesday launched a partnership which allows Ria customers abroad to send money directly to Q Money wallet customers anytime with no cash out charges from Q Money authorized agents. Ansumane Sonyazi has the details.
It is the first international mobile money transfer service representing a great milestone in the annals of digital cash transfers in the Gambia. Launched on Tuesday, the partnership brings together Q Money, the leading mobile money transfer agency in the country, and Ria, one of the world's leading remittance companies. The partnership transforms considerably the money transfer market to the immense convenience of the customers. An expanded range of services have been introduced which cater especially to the unbanked, the underserved, in the financial services sector. The service will simplify the transactions for the Gambians in the diaspora, whose remittances remain a major contributor to the country's economy, and the recipients back home. Speaking at the launching ceremony, Mohamed Jah, chairman of the Q Group, and El Haji Malik Sek, managing director, Ria Money Transfers Africa branch, both underscored the significance of Q Money's partnership with Ria, especially in transforming the country's financial system, adding that this tripartite agreement will make Q Money and Ria's convenient services even more accessible to customers, as well as promote financial inclusion.
When I was in the US a few months ago, I was one of the first to use the service when it was ready. We used this. I went to the I think it was a Walmart. They have a Ria distributor, and I sent money to a friend here, and they received it immediately. So I was very glad, and I knew that the project is a success. Today, you don't only have the option to go to a Ria agent, but you have now the option to sit in your room if you have the Ria app, which you can download on your mobile phone, whether it's Android or iPhone. You can just download it, and from the comfort of your office or your house, you can just send money to a friend or family in the Gambia from your bed, not going anywhere.
We are a leading company in the world. We are present in over 162 countries, in Africa in 43 countries, working with over 200 banks, mainly with banks, microfinance, saving banks, and post offices. So we do have a very, very, very good network in the continent. And we've signed with almost with all the regional banks in the continent, from Atijari in the north up to EcoBank, etc. All of them trust what we're doing, and we are the most progressive company in the industry in terms of remittance.
Statistics on financial inclusion in this country: 20% formal and 31% if you include both formal and informal. Importance of remittances is so much to this country. It's so much to this, if you know the statistics. In 2019. We had 329 million US dollars in remittances. This is 31% of our GDP.
Ali Badaranjai, head of Q Money, and Aissatou Jawara, managing director, Ajib Bank, thanked the central bank and the Q Group management for their continuous support and guidance, and urged customers, especially QCell subscribers, to embrace this expedient service that has been specially designed to meet customer needs, adding that the service is well secured.
Ajib Bank has a long-standing relationship with Ria Money Transfers, which we highly valued. We are glad today to be the first and the only bank so far in the country to have an exclusive payout agreement with Q Money, Ria Money Transfer as principal agent.
Q Money, leader in mobile money innovation in the Gambia, have gone into partnership with Ria Money Transfer, one of the biggest firms in the international money remittance business in the world, have come together to provide a fast, safe and convenient method to receive your remittances.
Technology is a key driver of financial inclusion, and with Central Bank already developing a policy document on financial inclusion targeting at least 70% of the population by 2025, this agreement couldn't have been timelier. QMoney remains the leading mobile money agency in the Gambia, providing a variety of services for customers, including cash transfers and bank account links to Ajib and EcoBank. Customers are urged to embrace this new, well-secured service to enjoy the convenience of sending and receiving money online in less than 5 minutes without cost. Ansmane Sonyasi for KTV News.
Well, do not be left out, be financially included. Following research conducted by the Ministry of Basic and Secondary Education on alleged examination malpractices during the grades 9 and grade 12 officials of MOPSI on Monday visited Nusrat Senior Secondary School to meet school authorities. Omar P. Jallo was with the team, and this is his report.
Examination malpractice, also known as cheating, has been defined as a deliberate wrongdoing that is contrary to official examination rules and is purposed to place a candidate at an unfair advantage, thereby placing others at an unfair disadvantage. Speaking to QTV during the monitoring visit to Nusrat Senior Secondary School, Lamin Job, statistician at the Office of the Permanent Secretary at MOPSI, said the consequences of examination malpractice are huge. Thus, the reason the ministry has embarked on the visit.
One of the causes that we have seen coming out from the research is weak conduct of internal assessments. For instance, schools conducting their exams at the level of the school do not take it seriously or do not apply all the rules and regulations that are needed or necessary for the conduct of free and fair exams. And once students obviously know about this, obviously they will obviously equally develop a laissez-faire attitude towards exams, and they will be doing things that they should not be doing, because once they know that if I cheated in the exams, nothing comes my way, obviously it will be a normalized thing with them. And this is exactly what had happened or what is happening in most of those schools.
Mr. Job explained further examination malpractice.
One of the solutions is schools need to strengthen up their internal assessments. They need to understand that from the very start of a test in a particular class in grade 7, 8 or 9 or 10, 11 or 12, they need to understand that there are regulations governing the conduct of this assessment. And students should know about this. The teacher himself should know about that, so that you are obviously putting them through and a learning point for them which they will equally inculcate, or it will be part of them.
Mamadi Sise, the principal of Nusrat Senior Secondary School, revealed that prior to this year's examination, internal supervisors, invigilators and students at his school were strictly warned about examination malpractice.
I'm suggesting that for Gambia to also, reduce the tendency for exam malpractice, we need to Nusrat teachers should not invigilate Nusrat students. If the teachers are going to invigilate, they should be sent to another school, and then other schools will come and invigilate Nusrat students. In some countries, even they use military to invigilate instead of the teachers, because the tendency is teachers want their students to pass, and they maybe show some leniency to them in whatever you do, that may be there. I mean, even principals they want their students to pass.
MOPSI has put in place mechanisms, including sensitization campaigns at schools, to prevent examination malpractice, Job further stated.
This time around, the Ministry of Basic and Secondary Education is really going to start penalizing schools or individuals who have found one thing. And that is why, in fact, we are doing this monitoring as well.
Job warned that any student or school found guilty of examination malpractice will be dealt with in accordance with the law. He urges all schools to desist from examination malpractice. Reporting for KTV News, I am Omar P. Jallo.
The impact of COVID-19 has negatively affected all sectors of society. Ejibintu Drame spoke to some stakeholders to assess the impact of the pandemic on persons with mental disability and the institutions representing them. More in this report.
The coronavirus has infected millions around the globe, either directly or indirectly, stretching healthcare systems of all countries. The vulnerabilities of certain groups, such as the elderly, pregnant women, people with underlying conditions, have been highlighted throughout. Less apparent has been the plight of mentally challenged persons, who are vulnerable to the physical, mental and social effects of the pandemic, caused by many factors including restrictions like curfews or quarantine.
Person who is not mentally challenged, it's very difficult to control them in terms of washing hands, in terms of wearing masks, in terms of social distancing, in terms of eating the right types of food, which if somebody is mentally challenged, these are things they cannot have. So actually it is in other societies, you might have the Department of Social Welfare, who would, it's a lot of work, but they would probably have to go around the streets and help them to understand the impact of this. You know, I mean, I don't see that happening, but I think that would have been the best solution to help them. Then actually the Ministry of Health, the Ministry of Social Welfare should work hand in hand to make sure that they actually help these people and sort of, you know, just motivate them. Don't have institutions. We can have just centers to help them, because people do this. And in fact, it has been known to be very effective in terms of helping mentally challenged people so that they can get back to normality.
Mental health services are quite limited in the Gambia, where there is a significant lack of capacity, human resources, experts, medication and outreach. Unfortunately, currently a limited budget allocation of 0.5% of the national health budget is spent on mental health services. An anatomy of the National Health Policy 2012 to 2020 provides a measure of lack of progress for mental health in the Gambia. A series of formulated policies and laws relating to mental health have, for many years, neither been achieved or implemented. Haruna Baji is the Regional Social Welfare Officer of the West Coast region.
We need to be very systematic in terms of our approach, in terms of, and this has to do with the government itself, need to ensure that every area, the required personnel who's supposed to provide those services are well equipped, trained, and given the required resources to be able to do their work effectively.
Fode Jaula, the Deputy Program Manager, Mental Health and Prevention of Substance Abuse, calls on more support for the sector.
Currently, we are still using the Colonial Mental Health Act. That does not give much privilege to those with mental disorders. But fortunately, recently we have come together and then developed a document, sort of a mental health bill that we expect to send it to Parliament for approval. And then we feel that if that document is being approved, it will give much privilege to those with mental disorders.
From what we have heard, more budgetary allocation and specialized trainings should be provided to the mental health sector. A rigorous approach should help to empower mentally challenged persons and their care providers in order to combat future outbreaks. If not, 118,000 persons with mental health problems in the Gambia will continue to suffer and be discriminated against. Ejibintu Drame, QTV News.
From that story by Ejibintu Drame, we will now go for a short commercial break, and when we return, we will have some more local news stories. Do stay tuned.
Looking for the fastest and easiest way to receive money transfers from abroad? Well, QMoney and RIA just made it happen. Now you can receive international money transfer from RIA directly into your QMoney account with no additional cost. Once you receive an SMS alert about your transfer, walk into any QMoney agent across the country to receive your payment for free, or use the money immediately to buy credit, QPower and other QMoney services. It's fast, safe and convenient. For more info, call customer care on 133. QMoney, Sunu Calpe. Terms and conditions apply.
out the all-new Tigo 8 at S-Pass Motors. Call 3522-222 or 353-2222 for more information. Cherry.
Welcome back, and thank you very much if you're just joining us. This is QTV News. A 40-foot container of medical items was on Tuesday presented to the Gambia Red Cross Society by Ibu Mala's Children Charity Foundation and the National Police Aid Charity UK. Loli M. Camara has more.
The items include hospital beds, mattresses, chairs, filing cabinets, bedside cabinets, weighing scales for babies, ultrasound kits, among others valuables. The items are to be distributed to hospitals across the country. At the event, Abdullah Fai, the Director of Operation on behalf of the Secretary General of the Gambia Red Cross, said the two charities have been supporting the needy through the Gambia Red Cross Society. He assured the donors that the items will reach the targeted beneficiaries.
And we will ensure that the materials are delivered to those places without any commercial activities. These materials that are presented today are purposely for humanitarian aid, and they are not for sale. And we want to assure everybody that this will actually go to facilities that needs the support for it to benefit the people who are in their need of help.
Fatu Baba, founder and chairperson of Ibu Mala's Children Charity Foundation, said the charity aims to help women, children and other vulnerable people in the country.
After my experience, I realized that actually I come from Gambia and there is a need because there are vulnerable children, there are families that need support. And I decided to create this charitable foundation with the objectives of helping the underprivileged children and vulnerable children to help them in the terms of providing them with clothing. So that's how it all started. So 2019, I traveled to the Gambia, came here with 16 boxes of clothes and shoes for people just to donate in general. At that time, I didn't identify schools, hospitals or people that I think could benefit from it the most.
Fatu Baba further stated that her charity has sent 9 40-foot containers since its establishment in 2017. She gave her reason for partnering with the Gambia Red Cross Society.
We know that if we send a container, we are not here to do the onward distribution. But we know that Red Cross are a team that, they are very transparent, they are very committed, they are very well organized. So we know that we can trust them and we can work with them because we have seen the activities that they have been doing in the country in all sectors and for many years, especially during the COVID period.
National Police Aid Charity UK was formed by ex-police officers and later opened to the wider community in UK. The charity collects and distributes relief aid to various countries. Dennis Nyama Nihinde, a volunteer for National Police Aid Charity UK, expressed delight for the presentation and interacting with the beneficiaries.
All I thought it was small things, but it wasn't small for those communities. It was so much helpful and people are using them and they're so appreciative of the materials that we donate. And that for me just motivates me more, want to do more, and hopefully my leaders in the UK would want to do more as well for you guys. And it's been wonderful.
Because of the cordial partnership over the years, the Gambia Red Cross Society and Ibu Mala's Children Charity Foundation have extended the MOU between them for another 3 years. For QTV News, Loli M. Camara.
Women vendors at Banjul Catfish Market have complained about the increasing rate of theft in their market, which is affecting their businesses. Abibatu Sise visited them, and this is her report.
Smoked catfish is popular in the Gambia due to its unique and delicious flavor. Most of those involved in this business are women who toiled hard to earn a living. These women who operate near the Banjul terminal on the shores of the Atlantic Ocean are experts in the art of smoking catfish. Aja Maimuna Sonko reveals that she ventured into the business in 1992. Since then, she has been able to support her family and pay for the education of 4 of her children. Despite their hard work, Security remains to be one of their main concerns for these women. For years, they have endured thieves operating in their area.
ñun fii di nga glacé dem jënd fële jën bu seer nga glacé ko ñu daaji firiji bi jël sa jën nga nar koo fay.
We buy an ice block to store our fish, and thieves come later at night and steal everything. Secondly, you won't want to come here in the raining season. Because of the unhygienic condition of this place, we need help.
Fatou Sadio, another vendor who says he has been in the business for over 5 years, also complains about the frequent thefts at their market.
Just last week, one of my colleagues came early in the morning, preparing to start her business, and she was robbed by an unknown person who came behind her and stole her bag, containing large amount of money. This is a major problem here.
The women said they have over 70 vendors who operate in the market. Ajamaimuna Sonko makes another appeal.
Mangé ñaan nguur bi mu gestuñu defar ñu suñu place.
I am appealing to the government to help us and renovate our market. Whatever we earn here stays in the country. If this place is good, then our business will be good.
Among other problems the vendors say they face are a lack of toilet facilities and water. For QTV News, I am Abibatu Sise.
Now, groundnut is the main cash crop in the Gambia. In rural Gambia, many people engage in groundnut farming for food security and trade. Farmers in the Lower River region talked to our regional correspondent Bakari Balde about the progress and challenges of this year's season.
Groundnut production over the years has contributed hugely to the socio-economic development of the Gambia, with approximately 70% of the population involved in farming. It is a source of food and provides income and employment for many. Bauka Drami, a groundnut farmer and a teacher, narrated how he was inspired by his parents to get into farming and highlights the significance of growing groundnut. He further stated how the COVID-19 pandemic impacted this year's season. He pleaded to government to come to their aid.
Seno mukule me yalanko yirwa da malabe cause de kabirinding.
Farming is good and makes you prosper. I grew up in a farming community until I completed school because my parents are farmers. I am a teacher, but I join them on the farm every year. We have animals and we get their food from what we grow.
Mam Dado Jallo, a groundnut farmer from Samkuya village who normally spends the whole day in her farm, lamented that she ventured into farming to support her family, although most of her children are educated but currently unemployed. She further appealed the government to come to their aid.
The reason I am farming this year is because of the impact of the coronavirus pandemic. All my children are educated, but none of them is employed, so I must farm to help sustain the family. The COVID has really affected us as farmers, so we are pleading to the government to assist us with fertilizer and farming tools.
Mahmoud Jallo, a prominent groundnut farmer from Gyara Kanikunda village, outlines the benefits of growing groundnut. He stated that inadequate farming equipment retarded his farming activity. The only donkey he is having cannot do all the farm work. Therefore, he also called for government intervention.
Farming has a lot of benefits. If you endeavor and farm, you will reap the benefits with the help of Allah, because the groundnut hay alone can sustain you for the entire dry season, let alone the groundnut itself. Right now, I have only one donkey, which cannot do all the work for me. So we really need support from the government and anyone that can help with farming materials.
Regardless of the challenges, these farmers are optimistic of a bumper harvest at the end of this year's farming season and to have a good marketing system. Reporting for QTV News, I am Bakar Balde.
Now, before we end this news bulletin, let's have a look at our main news stories. Q-Money and Ria Money Transfers on Tuesday launched a partnership which allows Ria customers abroad to send money directly to Q-Money wallet customers in the Gambia. Following research conducted by MOPSI on alleged examination malpractices during the grades 9 and 12 exams, officials of MOPSI on Monday visited Nusrat Senior Secondary School to meet school authorities. We heard from stakeholders on the impact of COVID-19 on persons with mental challenge and disability in the Gambia. That's all we have for you in this bulletin of the news. Thank you very much for watching. Join us at 10 for another bulletin.